All right, y'all. It's been a minute. You already know what it is. I am battle tested, back in the building. Let's talk some battle rap. So just got done watching Summer Impact Reloaded. Um, Basically, I watched two battles, or actually one battle and a half. I watched NWX versus Monstars. Decent battle, decent battle. And I watched part of Murderland versus Dark Life. So I'm gonna give my thoughts on that on both uh, real quick. Now, Summer Impact, the original Summer Impact that was in Raleigh Durham, North Carolina. I briefly talked about that on my last video, and I'm thinking that URL that Smack and Beasley will not do another event in Raleigh Durham. Raleigh Durham clearly does not like black people, especially black battle rappers, in their city, using their facilities, etc. That's why directly after that event, Smack was so pissed off and disappointed that they shut the venue down because they paid so much money. I know how it is to run, to do events, to book venues. I know how that shit goes. So that was frustrating. So I know for a fact they're not going to do another event in Raleigh Durham, North Carolina, which is why this spilled over to Summer Impact Reloaded. And it's unfortunate how this ended. But let me touch on the first battle I saw. Um, NWX versus Monstars. Um, I'll just say this, man. The atmosphere for the battle between NWX and Monstars, it showed from both teams, right? New Jersey Turk, Shotgun Suge, DNA. Those guys had mutual respect for one another from both sides. Like in between rounds, they would dap it up, they would piece it up and stuff like that. So they had a lot of mutual respect. So there really was no animosity towards one another. They had mutual respect. You know what I'm saying? They dapped it up. Dudes wasn't talking over. It just wasn't no bad blood, is what I'm trying to say. Wasn't no bad, but completely different atmosphere and different vibe from when Murderland and Dark Light was battling. So these two battles were complete polar opposites in terms of the vibe and the atmosphere. It was no tension, no bad blood, no animosity between NWX and Monstars. Just a lot of respect. They was having fun actually. And it was actually a pretty decent battle, man. I like the battle. I got to watch it again. But, from the first watch, I gave it to NWX based off the fact that they just had better chemistry. Had better chemistry. And they, not only better chemistry, but they just are in sync better, and their delivery is just overall better. Like, Monstars, Shotgun Suge and Twerk, I don't know. They just their delivery and their voices, to me, it doesn't come off as clear, especially on video, like that, because they got real raspy, deep voices, and a lot of the times you don't really understand what they're saying, and that's just me. You know, a lot of the times you don't really understand what they're saying in their battles because their voices are so goddamn deep and raspy. You got to run it back a couple times, but that's what I do because they got some real deep raspy voices. So a lot of the times their delivery is like, "What did he say? Let me run it back a little bit more." You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got out of that battle, but well, out of their bars. But I like that second round, Monstars. I like that second round. Um, that was dope. And I think the third round, the the uh, Twerk pulled out the Professor K Shine outfit with the board, trying to mimic K Shine by doing the Professor thing. I thought that was you know, pretty interesting. And I peeped the post interview they did on 15 Minutes of Fame because with DNA and K Shine, DNA made a great point. DNA said he's a great freestyler. He can rebuttal off the top. So why would you pull that out in the third round? And why would you accept to go first, knowing that I could rebuttal that. You know what I'm saying? So that was also something that, you know, should have been taken into consideration. Going, uh, going first instead of going second. You know what I'm saying? So they should have saved that damn thing. They should have. First of all, I agree with DNA. Monstar should have went second if they was gonna do that professor thing, knowing that DNA can rebuttal that easily. And actually, Kayshawn wound up doing the rebuttaling. So that third round was crazy by NWX. But dope battle. I gave it NWX all 3 rounds. You could say I wouldn't call it a clear body, but I would say they just edged every single round by NWX. But again, both battles, both teams had mutual respect for one another. They showed a lot of respect. They was having fun, no animosity, no nothing like that. So let's get to Murderland versus Dark Life, right? So off the top, like since their last failed event at Summer Impact in Raleigh, Durham, the battle was supposed to go down, never went down. So now we have Summer Impact Reloaded. Now from the first battle, I'm hearing reports that there was some fights as well during that battle. A lot of animosity in that battle. I'm not sure where this animosity came from, and why they don't like each other so bad, where they want to cause physical harm to one another. But it shows because they have a lot of animosity, a lot of, just a lot of built up tension in between both teams. And like I said, I'm not sure where it all comes from. It showed on stage as well. You know what I'm saying? Dark Life was able to do their first round. I thought their first round was pretty decent. Brizz Rawsteen, to me, he just was doing too much extra shit. He just was doing too much. And that's how he is in general, really. But with this particular battle, I thought he was doing too much extra shit. Like, just, even when he was rapping, he would be going in, Mook's face, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get into his personal space and bump into him, stuff like that. So that was really built up from Brizz Rawsteen. And this was all Brizz Rawsteen's fault, to be honest with you. Mook just pretty much reacted from all the physical contact and the bumping that Brizz Rawsteen was doing. Mook, let's get right into it. I'm gonna just get right with what happened with the fight. So there's a clip, and they didn't show it in the video on demand. They don't have that clip. They just took that out because I didn't catch it live. And another thing about these battles, they still got to fix the fact that there's too much time, there's too much dead space in between battles. Once one battle ends, the next battle doesn't happen until 45 minutes, maybe an hour or more later, which is ridiculous. And you got people there standing on their feet for hours trying to wait for the battle to start, the next battle to start. You gotta fix that. The suggestion I made was have some live performances in between that dead space, and I think they had Loaded Lux performing, or at least I thought somebody from URL was going to perform. But the point is that have something in between that dead space. 45 minutes to an hour in between battles for the next battle is ridiculous, But this is the only clip that right here that you can find online. Like, if you look at it, you see right there, Brizz bumped into Mook while he was spitting his rounds, bumped into him, Mook reacted and swung. This all started by Brizz. It's all Brizz's fault. Now, Brizz was actually caught off guard. He was like, listen, Brizz was looking down, bumped into Mook, right? Mook had enough, like, listen, man, stop doing that shit. Swung on Brizz. Brizz was caught off scene like, hey, wait, hold up. And then everybody jumped in. You know what I'm saying? T-Top was acting like a T-Top. Look at him. Look at T-Top right here, bro. Look at T-Top right here. He's just going back. Listen, bro. Like, you dudes ain't built to fight. just stick with battle rapping. Some dudes are just not built to fight, man. And you know what I'm saying? T Top clearly isn't. T Top was actually T topping from the back and fell down. But overall, man, this was a bad look in terms of this particular battle. They just have, I don't know what it is. They just have a lot of bad energy, animosity towards one another. Like I said, this is a completely different vibe with this battle versus NWX and Monstars. They had a lot of respect for one another, dapped it up. Just matter of fact, they were actually too friendly. To be honest with you, too friendly. But Murderland and Dark Life completely polar opposite. They just don't like each other to the fact that they want to put hands on one another. You know what I'm saying? But again, this was all Brizz's fault, man. Brizz was doing too much shit, too much, bumping into niggas, talking through niggas rounds, responding to what Mook would say about Brizz. Where you from? Wilmington? You damn right. Like, you ain't gotta say nothing. Don't respond. Just let him rap. Getting too emotional. This is all Brizz's fault. It's not got nothing to do with Mook. This is all started and antagonized by Brizz Rawsteen. Brizz Rawsteen should be held full accountable. I'm pretty sure there's a clause in the contract where you cannot do any physical contact with the battler as he's rapping his rounds. And I'm pretty sure he breached that contract. So therefore, he needs to be docked the pay, if not held some kind of percentage from what he's supposed to get paid from this battle. So that's what I think. You're not supposed to be talking through niggas rounds, and you're not supposed to have any physical contact while the other participants are rapping. That's in the contract. He breached that contract, and he needs to be docked from that. And that's Brizz Rawsteen. This is all his fault. And again, URL loses money for this. They lose money for this right here. This battle could have been a pretty decent battle. And Mook and Calico were just warming up, basically. Just warming up from that first round. They started off slow, but they started to build up a little bit more. And all ruined by Brizz Rawsteen. Brizz Rawsteen is too much in his feelings, man. Kind of reminds me of Jack Boy Maine. He's just too emotional. Way too emotional. So, all right. So those are my quick thoughts about the battle. Summer Impact Reloaded. Like I said, I only watched basically 2 battles, or 1.5 battles, if you want to call it that. So, NWX versus Monstars. I thought NWX took that 3-0. And, of course, you had Murderland versus Dark Life. Ended up in a Royal Rumble brawl. So, nobody wins. Everybody loses in that right there. So, those are my quick thoughts about that, family. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. If you watched the card, Summer Impact Reloaded, stay tuned for more battle content. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And follow me on Instagram at GMOG Media TV. Till next time, family. Chauncey signing out.